A very good morning and welcome to our broadcast. How are you folks doing today? FYI family, a very good morning to each and every one. We'll be happy to be here with us, folks, even though it's painful to do a show like this in a country like ours where you go to bed in blackout and you wake up in blackout as well. It's a sad state of affairs. We're almost calling it quits for the morning show, and then the defibrillator. You got the power, folks. Got a power bank. But good to see each and every one of you here with us already. Tommy Gibbs, Gavin Jacobs, here already joining us on the tube. The tubers are in the house this morning. Joanna Green joining us on Facebook. Debbie Collins is here too on the tube. Tracy Clark on the tube. Lakshman Aziz is on the blue app. Karen McPherson on the blue app as well. Denise and Simone Williams. Good to have you. Debbie Collins is here on the red app. Good to have each and every one of you. Morning, according to Tommy. Morning. Lynn Fernandez is here. Great to have you, Lynn, and all the other beautiful folks who are joining us today. Great to have you guys here on the live. Share the broadcast. Smash that emoji button for us. If you can, of course. If you can. We're not going to force anybody. We're here, folks. Grab a cup of something. Sit back for a few minutes. Do I feel like I'm far away? I sound so? I'll be close in just a second. Gonna be closer in just a sec, folks. Correct is right. As I said, great to have all of you with us. Great to have all of you beautiful folks with us. I don't have the mic on me on my lapel anymore, so if I move, I'll sound a little distant. But that's aside, folks. Distance aside, good to have all of you with us this morning. How you all doing, folks? Felix's Chamley, Bernice and Oren, Manda. Good morning, Cash. Good morning. We're privileged for our part being here with you folks. Oh yes, yet another day. Yet another day, folks. We in it. Tuesday, May 7th. And we're happy to be here. I mean, we could have been other places, and like the rest of you. But we're just happy to be here. Crossing some T's and dotting some I's here at the back end. Folks, if you're joining us on a page, do us the big favor of sharing that page. You're joining us on our YouTube channel. Do us the big favor of following us, following the page, following us on YouTube. Folks, hold on. You'll see me in a sec. Don't get worried. I'm right here. Sonia Massey Cobb is here. Good to see you, Sonia. Thanks for the thing, Sonia. Thanks for the thing. Some people help us, you know. Some people help us to get from point A to point. Thanks for the thing, Sonia. If you're new to our program, you don't know what the thing, all right. Florizel says, see you there, Florizel. Who's birthday, Marlon? Marlon's who birthday? Elizabeth Gaskin, good to see you there. That's all I want. It's who birthday? It's a long time I need to a long time I had to watch it for fun. What is calling? It's a long time, folks. Long time I had to watch him call it. All right. It's time I come back now. Behave yourself. Long time I had to watch him call it. But folks, all of you who help us, and you know yourselves, we wish we had more help, but it is what it is. We ain't gonna be ungrateful. We're just very thankful and happy that we got help. Full stop. Full stop and right back at you. Happy to have all of you on the live this morning, joining us from the various places. Camille Cox says, I had a messed up weekend. Camille, we're sorry to hear that. We're sorry to hear that. But that being said, you all on the ship they rung by Camille, that's supposed to be bringing the power to help us, they said they're going to hook it up to the grid by the 8th, which is tomorrow. And I'm watching that and trying not to complain. Yeah, Camille didn't tell you, the ship they rung by her, right by your front door. So Camille should be getting full power there. Full power, because the ship is almost parked outside her door. Camille didn't tell you? Camille, you were with you. Abira, good morning. Saying good morning to Abira. Abira, how are you doing there? How are you doing, Abira? Yeah, folks, the ship. Let me see if we have that. Let me see if we have some of that. The ship they rung by Camille. Loretta Argyle, thank you so much. Loretta just made a contribution to our program via YouTube, and we see it pop up at our end. Thank you so much, Loretta. Things like that can keep us going. Thank you so much, Loretta. That means the world to us. All right, can't seem to get it up. But good to see all of you from the many places you're joining us from. Farina Han is here with us. Paula Mattis is here with us. Leslyn Hamilton, David be here. Debbie Collins, Luan Hall, Cheryl Sampson. You know, I ran into some young women in ran into some young women in Port Kaituba. I happened to skip days ago. And one of them said, I was listening to myself talk just, and I remember she said, I like the way you talk. I like the way you talk. It's a girl you're not marrying. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. Grace Noel, Marlene Thomas, Elizabeth Howard on the live with us, Siobhan, Lyndon Gill, Brenda Braffett, all you beautiful and wonderful, lovely, good-natured, peaceful people. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, Loretta, thanks for that donation to our broadcast. Cheryl Sampson, thanks for that donation as well, folks. It's going to help us to keep moving forward. I wish we didn't have to ask people. I wish we didn't. But we know how you all like the valid and credible information. And think of it in terms of if you were going to buy a newspapers every day to see what's happening in the news, because you're fast. You know you're fast. Folks, I subscribe to so many things. I subscribe to what do you call it? Harvard Business Review. I subscribe to Foreign Affairs magazine. Just trying to stay sharp, connected. Subscribe to the Entrepreneur. Very nice magazine. You're fast like that. You're connected to everything. Think about it like that. I wish the people at Entrepreneur and Harvard Business Review and Foreign Affairs, well, I read it for free, but it costs them something to produce it, to put it together. So they say, take it for $5 a month or something like that. Think of it like that. We've asked some of you to partner with us so that we can keep going forward, right? Between the 25th of the month to where we are now, we're trying to. That's when the bills start rolling in. That's when the bills start rolling. I'm sorry I can't tell these bills. Look, I's an MP. All right? I'm sorry I can't tell these bills. Look, I's an MP. Don't rush up. In my Sharon Blackman voice. Or you can get brush up. I wish you could say that to the bill, but we're happy that we have folks like you who are going to help us. Very, very happy we have folks like you who are going to help us. I'm trying to do everything one time for this one. But I'm very happy we have folks like you, Diane and Beatrice, Shelley DeRidder, Marlon Thomas. Right? Marlon is asking an important question as we transition to the other aspect of our program. When we're going back to Parliament buildings, Marlon, you know the strategy they're using to keep us out from there? Marlon, you know the strategy they're using to keep us out of there? COVID is long done, and we wanted the social distancing. That's why we use the Arthur Chung Conference Center, Convention Center. COVID is, at least the worst of it, thank God, is behind us. But it's a strategy, Marlon, why they don't want us to go to Parliament building. I know some of you bright ones can figure it out. It's a strategy, right? It's a strategy. And Chanel wants to know right off the bat when we're going to talk about the PPP Congress. I love it like that. You see, this is what happens when you tap into the power of the team, of the family. I lived 3 lifetimes and never caught anything like them. See, Charlotte bright. Charlotte went to them big fancy schools and so on. Right? Must have got 42 subjects. Charlotte said, when are you going to talk about the PPP Congress? Flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you this morning, Chanel. Flesh and blood didn't reveal it. Debbie says you're loud and clear, Sherrod. Loud and clear. Let's start here. First 15 things, folks. Peeping Tom. Peeping Tom. Chanel knows she's bright. She say bright bad. It's true. She's not 100 watt bulbs, you know. Yeah. The kind of bulb that Chanel is, they even measuring by wattage. They got a fancy way it's measured now. Y'all remind me, man, y'all bright more than me. Kelvin or something like a fancy measurement. This is not an old wattage bulb. You got the filament. If you shake it too hard, it breaks. You got to buy it bust. You got to buy a new bulb. This is the LCD, L something, LDC, the PNC, something. It's that kind of thing. Here, 1,000, whatever is the measurement. 1,500, 2,000, 16,000. That's the range. Channeling. Everett, good to see you there. Neville and Gail Alicock. Orwin. LED. Thank you, Orwin. LED. Look how y'all sharp. Blue and hard. Same thing. You see, it's a good thing I declare myself. Ain't you bright? That's why I mix with bright people. Hoping one day my turn will come. Abel Caesar, we see you there. Marlon, see you there. Neville, LED, yeah, LED. Natasha, Tree Paul, see, oh yeah, right. Go to the front of the class, the whole set of you. Front of the class. Bright bad. According to Peeping Tom this morning in Kaito News, tell us to check Kaito. The PP Congress was a political fantasy. You can tell, like a Charlotte right this column, the brightness. Political fantasy. It's a Congress, not a Congress. Congress. Here Peeping Tom says, the PPPC Congress was characterized by a glaring disconnect from the realities facing Guyana. If you read that one line, it's not even the full line. You read the whole article. Glaring disconnect. Pomp and ceremony. Fire and fury, the poet says, but symbolizing nothing. Song and fury. Is it Carter? You remind me. And that is broadly read. As some of you, folks, you must seek to read a lot. I hear in camaraderie in my ear saying, a good leader is a good reader. Oh, y'all say what y'all want, but camaraderie under that. Widely read. See the man library. right from the National Library in Guyana. Widely read. I tried to get in my reading. Told you all of my own struggles. Strugglation. But I know you all got some widely read people among yourselves as well. Peepin' Tom says, it's a political fantasy. It showed a disconnect. Yeah. Folks, let me be honest with y'all. I know Jack, you them watching this morning. Malik Chan and Darm Lally, whole pack of them. I knew the people was going to make some failures. I know they were going to fail in a couple of ways. Like any government fails. You're going to have a couple missteps, but oh my, by, I wasn't ready for it. The magnitude of the failures that the PPP is. You know, a lot of people want to say that if it's Irfan by himself, maybe Irfan would have, be a good installed president. I don't know about that. But if you watch Jack Dio, this seems to be a rerun of pre-2015. Deaths and bloodshed. Things hard and tighter now. Jesus. Woe is we. Peepin' Tom says there's a disconnect facing Guyana. Disconnected from the realities, the Congress. He goes on to say that the leadership of the party could not have been happier because the conclusion of the Congress strengthened their stronghold on the party. A stranglehold on the party. Yeah. No dissent. Everybody marched in lockstep in tune with a disconnect from the realities. It's a sad state of affair. Sad state of affair. And to see ministers in this madness who won't even make the ballot. And I hear some kind of a reasoning, these ministers are the civic component who don't contest. It's madness. You in a system where you can never meet the job. What kind of discrimination is that? What kind of political discrimination is that? You in a system you could never meet leader. So you are like a treadmill going around in circles. Oh, them is the civic competent. It's a fiction. It's a fantasy, like the Congress. Fantasy. Like the Congress. If you all want to make yourself comics, right? Y'all can have your own circus. Tour not only Guyana, tour the Caribbean. Spend your whole time being Michael Jackson. Right? Being a rapist, being a pedophile. Being a woman beater, a man beater. Spend your whole life doing that. And that's what you want to do. But if you got to move this country forward to fulfill its manifest destiny, as it were, then folks, we got to get on to serious business. Serious business. I ain't gonna say you can bust a move 1, 2 times, but this can't be every day. This can't be every day. This whole thing is like a concert. Like a freak show. Like a congress. And we ain't started talking about the rigging part yet. The book's overcooked. Over-rigged. Kwame beating out Anil. Dharamlal beating Anil. Jesus have mercy. And Kwame. Like he gonna come and fight for Anil now. Like he gonna come and fight for Anil. With Dharamlal's resume. We have not forgotten as a nation, folks, the sordid details of what that young woman told us. Very credible, highly credible allegations of what took place at Chalabar in Sir Brianville and the lengths this regime went to cover that up. The lengths they went to. And this is what they're offering today. A convict and an almost convict. That is what it said. This is the best we got. A convict and an almost convict. Jesus have mercy. We're in a bad place. We're in a bad place. It makes you wonder what secrets Darmlal got for Jack Dio. What secrets? I didn't want to examine it before now. But clearly Darmlal got some staying power. People like Anil. And I was going to ask the question, why are they so afraid of Anil? But ipso facto, Attorney General, I know personally, persons close to the AG, he has contemplated resigning many times since the Congress concluded. He has contemplated resigning many times. But he knows once you move from the orbit of influence, he clearly is not in the orbit, but he has proximity. He knows once you remove from that, once you're out, you're out. That's the PVP. Once you're in, you're in. Sad state of affairs. I saw folks crunching the numbers, the percentage of women in the PVP, the percentage of African Guyanese in the PVP, in the top leadership. It's fascinating, very much so, to see that kind of breakdown. Makes interesting reading. And so now when the PVP comes out, I shouldn't even hold my breath, because sometimes the report is too disconnected from the realities in this country and will ask the most foolish, stupid questions. Isn't everybody? We have some fantastic journalists. Right? There's some good journalists working for Newsroom. Some for NC, isn't everybody? For NCN. Right? Some at Chronicle, but one, maybe half at Chronicle. Isn't everybody? We got some good journalists. But some of them so detached from reality. So they're telling us the Central Committee of the PVP, 83% Indo-Guyanese. Right? 83% Indo-Guyanese. They're telling us that nationwide Indo-Guyanese is about 40% of the population. But 83% of the PPP. 80% of the National Executive, men. 80% is men, even though men are 40% nationwide. 20% of the Central Exec are women, even though women are 51% nationwide. 11% Afro-Guyanese. 11%, even though Afro-Guyanese are 30% nationwide. And then there's mix and, Amerindian, indigenous brothers and sisters. 6%. 6%. Right. We're in a bad way. We're in a bad way. So I am looking to see how they... So it's not only the quality of the leadership. The quality of leadership. But the quality of the representation also. Which is fascinating. So a man who resigned in disgrace from the party, from the government, resigned in disgrace, beating out the Attorney General. I can see some of y'all saying, Anil winning nothing these days. Internally, externally. And Anil is a relatively young man, all things being considered. So he has to be wondering now about his political future. Irfan is a young man. right? If he ever gets another term, he could stick around and see what happens. He has another 5 years in him politically. I don't say relatively young. He may have another 15, 20 years. But if after 2030, he's not the presidential candidate, Anil, Attorney General, by this time he knows now definitively where he stands. And decide he can bow out to politics, bow out completely, or you going to start your own political party. So there's a lot of dynamics that has been revealed in these numbers here out of the People's Progressive Party Civic Congress. A lot of dynamics. Just when you think they can't surprise you anymore, boom, you get a Congress. Yeah. You get a Congress. Well, your old boy, he was in the dance floor too. It seems like to get these high numbers, you gotta go and dance up. Right. Like everybody who danced attracted some very high numbers. Take a look. Your old boy in the dance floor, the almost convict.
Free from North to University. Be that for your baby. Parents tell your children to vote for PPP. It was the vision of PPP. Free from North to University. Be that for your baby. Parents tell your children to vote for PPP. It was the vision of PPP.
Yep. And you heard those lyrics? They understand that people are moving away. Young people especially don't have time for this foolishness. Parents tell your children, vote for PPP. Young people don't want cut cane, Cameron says. Parents tell your children. Folks, you can live 3 lifetimes. You're going to see a Congress like this again. You're going to see a Congress like this again. You know, if PPP want to raise finances and so on, I give them some free advice here. No, it hot dog and so, right? Y'all going full time to Guyana Got Talent. Y'all could own that. Right? Guyana Got Talent. Money gonna raise like that. Money gonna raise. Oh, it hot dog for cash grant. Money gonna raise like that. Hot dog for cash grant? No. Don't bother with that. This would raise some money like you didn't see money raised before. You got your boy come out doing the anti-banter. Right? Come out doing the Michael Jackson routine. Right? And he's been slimming down for the last 3 years for that. For that routine. You got he come out doing that routine there. You can't hold y'all. Free advice to give y'all. Free advice. Y'all lash out with that. Ain't no stopping y'all. Lash out with that. And this routine can't hold y'all. PP got talent. Y'all go to that. Money gonna raise like that. PP get talent. Guyana get talent. Y'all gonna rival GTT. Rival GTT. Hot dog. Hot dog for cash grant. Y'all think that making y'all a lot of money? y'all try. Guyana got talent. Has been hot dogs, folks. We saw hot dog man at the Congress. Has been hot dog. You remember the bomb toothpaste head teacher? Hmm? The head teacher that ate bomb toothpaste? Front and center. Front and center. Yeah. You know, it's again, those of you who study sociology, psychology even, there should be all forte. How can one party attract all these miscreants? They're gonna be a phenomenon. That gotta be something special to study up, to look at. One party, one party, one party. While all that's happening, the Congress. Thank you, Chanel. Right? Elizabeth, Elizabeth, you're not being charitable. Elizabeth says his teeth got blown out. Chanel says hot dog man ugly, like his deeds. Yes, and these are some of the kind of comments, mind you. I'm reading some of the kinder ones. Tony Fraser says dark days for the Attorney General. Dark days indeed. Because imagine he goes home, his wife says, this is a dark time, my love. All around the land. Red flowers bend their heads in awful sorrows. And everywhere the faces of men are strained and anxious. Trying to remember the lines of that great ballad by Martin Carter, our national poet, late great national poet. So we saw the bomb toothpaste head teacher at the Congress. He's a dance man too, you know. A lot of dancers at this party. He's a dance man himself. You didn't know that? All right, we can bring you all up to speed. Hold on. My Father have his mercies. The Congress, folks. When all that is happening, the good book, when these things happen, it's not the end. Bomb bloat all you. Bloat all your teeth. That's not the end. It's the beginning of sorrows. It's the beginning. Right. You know what you know, I like getting into people's personal affairs. but I can see here that people like this man. You are a senior head teacher. I'm certain. I'll give you some free advice here. And I'm doing so respectfully. You're a head teacher. You got to be earning a serious salary in this country. Head teachers earn a fairly decent salary. Right? You mean nobody from the PP can say, sir, you got to invent this wheel. Somewhere in the world, all of you dental problems have been solved. And you got some good people here. Some fairly decent people here. Working some miracles. Because that's what's needed. See, some problems you can't dance your way out of, You have to sit down, rationalize, and just act. Just act. So I got a few recommendations. If he's serious, I can send him a few recommendations. Message me 627-6963. Send you some serious recommendations. While you're dancing away on that side, folks. While you're dancing away on that side, the carnage on our roads and waterways persists. Saturday, as we were in Rose Hall walking in the corner, and far in the corner, or in the corners with that grey fence, the zinc sheet showing it. That's the far corner we walking in. Saturday, while we were in Rose Hall, that kind of foolishness we see on the roads persists. Since the year started, Irfan talked about that. He said we got to solve this problem. That is what he said. When the year started, we're in May, 5 months later. Listen to some of what he said. This was his Old Year's night, New Year's address. On Old Year's night.
Carnage on our roads will be greeted with a robust road safety and traffic management plan. I intend to have a national conversation on this issue within the coming days. Out of that conversation, new laws, regulation, measures, and technology will be implemented to stop the carnage on our roads will be greeted with a robust road safety and traffic management plan. I intend to have a national conversation on this issue within the coming days. Out of that conversation, new laws, regulation, measures, and technology will be implemented to stop the carnage on our roads will be greeted with a robust road safety and traffic management plan. I intend to have a national conversation on this within the coming.
Yeah, short clip, folks. We played it a couple of times for you. 5 months later, we're still waiting for this robust road safety plan. And Irfan is like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or is it Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll? One time you get this person there, and then you get... I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Some things are beyond my studies and my area of expertise. Some things are beyond that. So I left some of it to who's the doctors beyond Oprah? Dr. Oz, and the other one that has a show too. Tall, heavy guy, heavy set guy. You got Dr. Oz, the other doctor. And I left some things to them as you wait on this robust plan out of the PPP. Right? It's in their area. Or maybe Dr. Beckel, Dr. Phil's. Thank you, folks. See, all is watch. Dr. Phil. Thank you to all my co-hosts helping me through this morning. That's how what we saw in Rose Hall, where all the dancing and the winding down and the backballing taking place at the Congress. That was Rose Hall, folks. That was New Amsterdam. Thankfully, we didn't hear of any loss of lives. But it's not, well, I shouldn't say that. I was about to say it's not natural for a vehicle just to turn over. That's not a function of the vehicle. Now it's not one of the modes of the vehicle, the park just turn it over. But see, a natural feature in this country. We gotta solve these problems. PPP, we gotta solve these problems. But maybe Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz will know a little better. Ayanla Valzan might feel a little better in some of these issues, helping us to navigate the PPP Where's this robust discussion we're going to have and all these things we were going to do? This just started. I think we had a couple accidents since this. We didn't have a chance to share with you yesterday morning. This was happening in this country every single day. Big truck run over somebody. Cow butt somebody. Motorcycle crash. Death. I saw in Trinidaders, some of the islands, they had their first accident for the year a couple of days ago, and they were ready to declare national emergency. First accident, they're ready to declare national emergency. So that was New Amsterdam over the weekend. And then our attention was drawn to this public convenience. Apologies. This one was being built a little differently. Balconies of the public convenience. So it never worked a day in Rose Hall, where we had our Alliance for Change leaders retreat, as it were, National Executive Conference in Rose Hall over the weekend. Never work a day. Cost about $40 million. That's what they told us. Never worked a day. It's supposed to be a toilet, a public toilet. This is the transformation that we see taking place in this country. The public transformation that's taking place coast to coast. Oh, they're hustle quick to come and turn sad. Hustle quick. They make it look as though, oh, look at it, working hard, man. But the thing never finishes. Never operates as it should. The PP, like that car in New Amsterdam, the turnover. That's not how the thing should function, but that's how they functioning. The PP is a car that turnover. And a little outhouse in Rose Hall. And that's in function. They bill it for 1 million and somebody carried away 39. Somebody carried off 39. Y'all think this country easy? But once we put on a good show at the Congress, he young, he winding down, he wife backballing, he young, Lowy, he young. That's why you gotta bend the tree while it's young. I see there's a headline in Sabbath News editorial this morning. Talks about how violence is out of control in our schools. That's the headline. Oh, what are you going to tell the children? The young man allow them to kill one another. Our kids slamming each other's head in gates, causing irreparable harm, death, lashing each other in the head with baseball bats. A young man was stabbed to death, 16 years old, yesterday. The young man left them. The young president whining down, his wife cocking up, she foot and backballing. The young. Sabbath News editorial this morning. Loss of control over discipline in our schools. But look them, the young. God damn it. That's Sabbath News headline. While people whining down. Their people defiling our young people. Their leaders promoted in the national exec, defiling our youth. But I guess he young too. Salawi lawi. The one causing irreparable damage to the young women throughout the hinterland and elsewhere. He young. He young. To see some of us condoning that. These are the people you run in to put a mal on. I see religious leaders entertaining them. Many shall say, Lord, Lord. But on that great and terrible day of judgment, You can say, move from me. How you know, y'all? Who is you? You're corrupt too. $40 million. $40 million. Y'all easy in this country now. Y'all not easy. I hear about all the wells they're doing in Madia. Sheikh Bash said Madia long about 100 wells by now. If you go by Sheikh Bash, the CEO, washed up minister, now chief executive officer at GWI, Ghana Water Incorporated. And we told you in subsequent programs about what was the condition of the Salbora. That's the well, the main well facility in Madia. People getting water free from the Salbora and selling it back, PVPites, to residents. The people now complaining to us, Sherrod, look what's happening here. This is water coming through our taps. It's killed, they're trying to kill we. They're not content that they killed 20 of our young people. Nobody's ever faced liability. Now they come to kill out all of us. This is the water coming through people's tap to consume. Right? And then it's when they come now, y'all shaking their hand, exposing all your 32. Well, when you get a little big, you must get about 50 now. Pearly White said, yes, you're fun, you're doing good, man. I see one man run out in the US, saying excellent. Shaking it, excellent. I like the color of this water here. I like the accidents on the road. I like how y'all thieving out all the money, building public conveniences that don't work. All the delayed projects, excellent, man. Excellent. Fantastic, man. Folks, if I say the things I really want to say, but it's a morning show. Dancing on the edge this morning. Excellent, man. And you got the people in Mali who cook with this fastest growing economy in the world. And if I'm telling public servants, you got to wait till 2030 for a nice package. Right? If you sell Irfan red shoe that he wore to do his Jackson routine alone, you can pay teachers a comfortable wage in this country. Irfan and his wife, they shop in New York. Clef and Van Arpel, whatever the fancy store name. You say, yeah, man, well done. I like when them teachers out there for a whole month and can't feed the family. Well done, Irfan. Well done. They're young. Y'all is the problem too. They're young. Discipline, how to control in the schools. The man, them cheering young. Allow them, let them kill one another. They're young. Look at the water. Pomadia. You got to cope with that, you know. Right, look how clean your chicken. We come into chicken, hold on. A lot of things happening in Eccles. Coming down there. Coming down. There's method to this man. Coming down. In Mali, coming down. Coming in the city. This is Madia. You think we easy in this country, now? You think we easy, now? Coming down. Touching the West Coast now. It's West Coast? No. Westminster. On the West Bank. Imagine if you vote a certain way, you can get your street done. If you vote a certain way, you get a pair of shoes and the street right next door for 4 years could be left unattended because we didn't get no votes from this street. That's what the folks at Westminster tell us. And y'all say, well done, man. Even said this discrimination thing is nonsense. And the street apart at Westminster tells its own tales. Discrimination in the 592 tells its own tales of this one Guyana. And I see y'all run out, man. Y'all selfie. Discriminating chief. Click, clicks. Y'all invite him to y'all events. Click, clicks. Because y'all want y'all events sell off with the wine in. God have his mercies. Westminster street apart. They say the street has the water, the folks wading through. They didn't buy hot dog. Maxine said they didn't buy hot dog. And so they left out. They named the scratch off the street grant list. They named the scratch off the street grant list. And all the winding up happened. Everyone said discrimination is nonsense, man. We don't have that here. Let me stop you right there, Irfan. Let me stop you right there. Exhibit A. Exhibit A. You know? We're almost out of time. Exhibit A. That being said, folks. Metamirzog. People said the street stick. The street stick. Like so many contracts in this country. They say it's better than left it with the two potholes. Because now they got so much room for walk through. They put your foot in. It's better than left it. For months on end, the folks at Metamirzog First Street, the Masjid Street, said the project stick up. No movements. But we whining. Nani wind down so, Nani wind down low. Folks, this is how, you see, my laughter is how we register despair. Y'all say leadership. I saw an article yesterday that says basically, don't confuse global leadership with global advocacy. Even as a global leader, don't confuse it. People looking at these projects, don't confuse movement with progress. If you can move through this amount of loom, this small amount of loom, to get to work, to get home. You think April would put that scarlet red shoe in this slush? If April was going into Metamirzog, that street will be built tomorrow. If April was going into Metamirzog, that street will be built tomorrow. Selwyn Court says the street buffering. And the people suffering. Everyone wouldn't step foot in that street. Let's just have a photo up. Wouldn't step foot in it. And all the winding down taking place. Nani wind down low. Yeah. Interesting times. Interesting times. Interesting times. Some folks sent us this photograph. They said this is in Eccles, where they smuggle chicken, changing vehicles. The chicken fresh from Brazil, changing vehicles. They said this is the spot. This is the spot in Eccles. When is smuggled chicken happening? So, they tell us the time it happens and so on. We can have our drones up. Abira says blackout. Where Abira? Blackout. Mabel Irving. They tell us the location in Eccles. The transfer happens with the smuggled chicken. See? The Congress is a distraction. So you don't have your eyes in Eccles. When the transfer happening. When you're fun dancing, you're fun saying ching. Money coming in because you know happening in Eccles and elsewhere. But I can distract you all here now. Nani, wind down low. Wind down low. No, we ain't going home. We ain't leaving. No, we ain't going home. June Cameron says he's checking for the Congress. June, how you know the whole thing, so? June says checking for the Congress. I see Let Me Go got a comment. There's method to it. We don't work well. There's method. There's method to it. Let me go. No, we ain't going home. We going Eccles. No. Margaret Nelson. The Great Exchange goes down in Eccles. The Great Exchange. Smuggled chicken. Of the Minister of Agriculture. Watching. Zulfi get the third highest votes in the Congress. Right? The third highest votes. Folks, I hear there's a minister. As I'm there, a minister in Region 6 building a mansion that would dwarf Jagdeo mansion. Jagdeo's mansion is so big. His compound houses that he rents out. Houses that he rents out, people like Sue. They say his house, the main house, master house, when the masters live, is so huge. He gets around with a golf cart in the house. And they're telling us this minister building a house now. O'Neill Vanessa Yarnett building a house in Region 6 that would dwarf Jagdeo whole complex and estate. So they're outdoing each other now. A minister in Region 6 is going to dwarf that of Pradoville. Yeah. Marlon Thomas wants to know if Anna is going to appeal the decision out of the High Court of the PP Congress. I'd rather be all friendly. I'm trying to give some serious information here. Marlon running with this one now. I hope Anna is going to appeal this one. So he and his lawyers working very, very hard. Yeah. Right? Ganesh says another minister has bought a house in Eccles for $250 million. I'm happy you went to price that, because he said this house now in Region 6 is about $2 billion. Things are millions now in this country. The Region 6 house is about $2 billion. I don't know if you all know the what's a rich family in India? Barani. Y'all help me out. The bright set, Chanel and Co. The rich family in India. I read about 10 articles with them recently in one of those magazines. You remember them? The Ambani. Look story. Y'all know y'all thing. I ain't say some of y'all here well read. The Ambani. I was reading about the rivalry among the siblings and the mother and how they got the wealth and how they make it. And some of Modi's favorite people, the Ambanis, can't remember which brother, the same one. He built a house, his family, in India. Obviously, this house building in Region 6 can rival the Ambanis. And they said they're set to rename the area where the house is being built New India. Yeah, I know the whole thing. New India, they're going to rename the area. And this house that they're building, you see, Neil and Harry know the whole story. Mukesh Ambani. I spent a whole night reading a whole host of articles as they were heading into the India election, and they were trying to show who are the major players. And the first article I read, I said, this is a fascinating family. I ended up reading about 20 articles. I know the whole family history. How they started in India with the money, you know, and where they are now, all that they own. They said this house in 6 that this minister building gonna rival the Ambanis. Yeah. We knew it was gonna happen. Dutch disease, corruption. Few countries are able to stave off these kinds of vices when they have oil. And you get dog for watch egg when he know the PPP. 4 short years, 250 million house in Eccles, the other cross in Diamond, spread out. Another one in Region 3 by Ganesh. Got another spread. Short space of time. Unfathomable wealth. Big building. Middle Street. Poor people in this country gotta slog through mud and slog through loom to and from work. Traffic getting worse. The more roads we build, more traffic congested. And then boys will come through the sirens, boom, 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 and gone. Right? Flood relief money in 6. I see MP Finance selling us on the live here. Can be accounted for. It can be accounted for. You just go up the road by the side street by the back corner. Right? And you can't be sitting and look up, sir. Wow. The Ambanis are here. The Ambanis are here. Let me show you where some of it coming from too. Some of it coming from the kickbacks from the smuggled chicken. We could curb smuggled chicken in this country if we want to. But how we going to build like the Ambanis? How we going to build like the Ambanis of India? Get the chicken. Let somebody don't step aside. And let the chicken go buck, 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 and pass. How we going to compete with the Ambanis? And here's where some of the other money coming from. Attention was drawn to this over the weekend. You remember they found a submersible at Port Kaituma a couple of days ago, and a makeshift camp. The submersible had everything they said. Jacuzzi and master room, state room, presidential suite. It's coke runnings, you know. They're giving the submersible. They're not destroying it. So Irfan now wants cocaine submersible. You don't got a cocaine plane flying around the place. Looking like a pimp and a dealer out there. No, they're taking the submersible now. But beyond that, what appears to be another submersible was spotted at the same wharf we reported on last week. Apparently, we went a week too early. A submersible was seen at this wharf. Let me pull aside a little bit. And what you're seeing at the bottom here what you're seeing at the bottom here is some tightly wrapped parcels. Right? Tightly wrapped. Folks says planting chip, they're transporting. Chicken foot. Planting chip and chicken foot coming from Port Kaituma, being transported. Right? Some of those things coming down for relatives. Could be some chicken. Legal chicken chopped up here. They had high security there on the wharf at Port Kaituma. Men heavily armed, guarding these tightly wrapped packages. Port Kaituma. How is them building 6, man, to rival the Ambanis? How is them building Region 3, taking up 3 corners? How you gonna buy $250 million house in Eccles? Money got for Mech. Gentle folks. Money got for Mech. Money got for Mech. And these are the people. Young gonna put on the mall around them. Say, allow them to man, the young. The young, let them make the money. The young. First 15 things we think you ought to know about as you start the day today. Folks, share the live. Smash that emoji button for us. Please and thank you. And partner with us as well. We ain't got no submersible. We depending on y'all. We ain't got nothing coming from this submersible. Angeli, Diane, Beryl, Marilyn, Yvette. Maybe that's the problem. We shop it. That's the problem with Pagli. We trying to stay in the state and the straight and narrow, but we ain't going no place. People living anyhow. And they seem to be getting elevation. Is who said it? Which one of the prophets? He said, when I saw the wealth, the success of the ungodly, my foot almost slipped. That's what the good book says. My foot, when I see how the wicked prosper in my foot, because I want to go down the way, I want to prosper too. I want my children to go to Yale and Harvard and Stanford and so on. I may not want to rival the Ambanis, but I want my own 2x4. I want a piece of the Guyanese dream, the pie. I want to make a bread too. I need a food. Ann Kearns, Waveney Doris, Claudette, Simone Graves. Ganesh says it's Prophet Mai Paul said it. When I saw the prosperity of the wicked, my foot almost slipped. Donald George says it's David. I don't know what you done it. You see, I'm in a zone. I know all the details. I know what somebody said. I know where they said too. They say, good law, I don't know all the law. You know where to find it though. You know where to find it. Brianna Mingo says, me too. Chanel Smith Daniel says, real wicked. Andrew Griffith. Donald George. That's why you see some of them just get rendition. They fly to the States and next thing you know, you see them in an orange suit. Thank you, Jesus. Some of them fly to China, the passport get revoked. The visa get revoked. When I saw the prosperity of the wicked, living like the Ambanis, my foot almost slipped. Folks, have a great day. That's going to do it for us. And this humble morning show, thanks to the 100 of you showed up this morning. I'm seeing close to 1,700 folks joined us live this morning. That's going to do it for us at this end. Share the light before you go. Don't make me beg this morning. Smash that emoji button before you go, folks. That tells Facebook something interesting happened here. You got a little submersible here. Then they're going to push it out some more for us. But you do your part, folks. Smash that emoji button before you go. Give it a share or two. And partner with us as well if you can, folks. You can see that link flitting by you. It's not just for style and fashion. Do that for us and have a great day. Diane, Jilly G. Jilly G, good to see you. Good to see you, Jilly G. Brian and Maxine, Sandra Hanover, Khalid Baba Lewis. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Smash it. Let me go. Smash. Let me go. Share. Edward Brooms and all the other folks. That's our time this morning. And that's our program. You all stay safe. Have a fantastic